Hello. I am Pat from Breaker by Perez. I hope that you all are excited to meet me.
Breaker was written in 1988 and published by Golden Triangle Books.
Who are you, anyway? I don't know you.
I'm Elyse. I read this book and wrote this script.
It doesn't matter. I am here to tell you about what happened to me. When I was just 14, my father died in a mine accident. I was forced to work in the breaker as a breaker boy. The other boys did not like me very much. My sister had to take a job in the boss's house, and my brother became a trapper deep down in the mines. While all this was going on, a union started forming. This was because working in the mines was dangerous, and if someone was hurt, they were out of luck. My brother, Gal, ran away and no one knew where he went. I started going back to school at night. The teacher taught us about our rights as Americans. Finally, we could not stand it anymore. We went on strike, which means we did not go to work. We played baseball and waited for the bosses to agree to our terms. It was a hard time in Scatterpatch. We did not have any money. My mother married a miner who was my friend. The boss's son, who was also my friend, died. And a girl who I had always been close with thought I didn't like her because she was foolish. Finally, the president, Theodore Roosevelt, stepped in. He tried to help us, but still the coal barons would not listen. Finally, we were able to get them to listen our terms. We weren't able to get all our demands, but we did get the union recognized by the mine bosses. It was a victory. Cal found a good home with a family called the Weirs. He came home for Christmas, and it was a happy time. My mother was still sad that he was not with us all the time, because he was her favorite child. But in the end, I knew my mother loved me just the same.
That is a very interesting story, Pat. I live near Scatterpatch, in between Scrinton and Wilkes-Barre. I thought that Breaker was a good book. It was written for children, however.
Hey.
Please let me finish. It was written for children, but that did not make it a children's book. Pat's story was very intriguing and good representation of life in coal patch towns. For example, the book says, they met the miners and tried to stop them, but the miners said they weren't breaking any laws. When the mob of miners came into sight, they opened fire. This is an accurate representation of how government control stepped in during strikes. However, this is not the only thing Perez portrays accurately. Day-to-day life in the patch towns are portrayed well too. Pat is described as having cracked and raw fingers and hands, which was a common ailment of those working in the breaker. I would recommend this book to anyone interested in learning about Pennsylvania's coal history from a child's perspective.
Thank you for listening to my story. This strike was a crucial part of my life.
And thank you for listening to my review. No offense, Mr. Styles, but this book review probably won't be a critical turning point in my human existence, but it was a good read.